Hello, welcome back. You already know who we got on the screen. We got the DBX post-fight interview for the one and only, the Wolf Rob Perez. I, yeah, y'all heard him. I know y'all been waiting for whatever he got to say. I don't know if this is the first interview ever since the main event or whatever, but I know y'all been waiting for this. I have 11 questions today. Before I get into them, is there anything you want to say or start off?
Man, I'm just, I appreciate you taking the time to do this. And, I'm just, I'm happy to be alive, baby. I'm happy to be the wolf, glory to God. You know, we live to fight another day.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna ask you this first one right here. Tell me everything about how you feel about what Joseph White has been saying to you, bro.
Oh man, it's all part of the game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether he means it or not, man, I got some thick skin, so it don't bother me none. Man, it's about time DBX gets another, a heel or another villain in the sport, especially in the heavyweight division. Because not gonna lie, the heavyweight division is boring. I don't want to go too much because I feel like I'm gonna start answering questions. But yeah,
You good, you good,
it,
you
it
good.
was it was it's different not being just the only shit talker. You know what I mean? So
So must be a little
I
nice.
definitely can see that fight happening, even though he did lose to Pyoga, and I really don't feel like he deserves to fight me. You know what I'm saying? But still, the build up to that fight will definitely be a seller.
Oh God, and obviously now you're not alone with people talking smack. He's been talking crazy. He's just been talking about busting you up, knowing damn well.
Hmm.
Listen, before we already know how that fight's gonna go, bro. Let's just leave it at that. Like, come on. I just genuinely think it's so funny. He be making me crack up just listening to his stories and what he got to say, bro.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious. And I tell him all the time, I'm like, motherfucker, if you're gonna talk about me, tag me. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
God,
Like, I got mad other people sending me his reels talking about, yo, you talking shit, and I don't even know because he don't be tagging me. I'm like, motherfucker, I don't know if it's intentional or he just scared to tag me and want to talk shit without me knowing, but I'm like,
get them
damn,
numbers
nigga,
up.
you gotta, yeah, you gotta tag me. So I know, I could fire back. You got me thinking, you got people thinking I'm soft all of a sudden.
One thing I want to say before I go into the next question, bro, the sacrifice that you made, just a promo for this whole DBX6 or whatever. I honestly feel like this is the first real sort of like storyline we got at heavyweight. And so
Mm,
I feel like that was like the initiation to like all these. Now we got what we now we got hella matches to make. What like people are saying. I mean, I've been wanting to say this too. I think you versus Zach Palga too would be a great rematch considering the position of everything.
yeah,
And when I interviewed Zach Palga, he was kind of leaning more on like the y'all kind of wait around for the title shot because he is deserving of that too. After Garcia
yeah,
Perez just in the state of heavyweight. But in
yeah,
the comments after that, he was talking about how he doesn't want to sit around. He's down to get a fight with the Wolf. He's down to do this and do that. And obviously, that's like one of the most like, in my opinion, the most anticipated rematches in heavyweight. Considering y'all's fight was really close, and I
yeah,
think you won because it came down to the end of the third when you rocked him at the end of the third and you got all
yeah,
up in his face like, ooh, you like that, you like that.
yeah,
But now we actually have like some entertainment and some storyline to look forward to in heavyweight. Before heavyweight, it was just a 135 women's bantamweight division, which is crazy enough. That's like the last, unfortunately, that's like the last division I want to be paying attention to, but that's all I
right.
had. But now there's a lot of shit going down in the heavyweight division, regardless
Yeah,
if win or loss. The promo you made is the only reason now why there's so much energy in this division. So I just want to just say thank you for making
yeah,
shit interesting, taking a sacrifice to hit. You know what I'm
got
saying?
to, got to.
Oh, God. And second question, and you do whatever you got to say, whatever you got to feel. Tell me everything you feel about the outcome of the main event.
Man, that shit, I couldn't believe it. Everybody was like, "Yo, you when you got up, you was shot." I was in shock because I couldn't believe that happened. I was still trying to process the whole what just fucking happened. Um, as you can see, it's been a little over a week, but still, there would be bruising there. My jaw's fine. Everything's fine. It just he got me with a clean shot, and when he hit me, it just my neck. You could see it. My neck snapped, and it was like a flashbang that's never happened before because nobody's ever I never had my hands down like that for me to get hit. You know what I mean? So that no excuses, but that year layoff, taking a fight like that was a big risk, and anybody that is in the fight game and knows the fight game knows that was a big risk move to take. But I don't give a shit. I don't like I said before. I don't care about the belt. I'm here to entertain. So yeah, I mean, I could be a man. Yeah, he beat me. Did he? Like as people saying in the comments, he knocked me the fuck out. No, um, but yeah, man, it definitely was a hard pill to swallow, especially because I'm known for talking all that shit, and me personally not backing up what I say and knowing I can, um, definitely was definitely was a game changer. But yeah, man, I'm ready for the next one. I already hit up Malky and them and told them DBX 7, let's fucking go. So,
You're looking to get on the DC card?
oh hell yeah, without a
Bro,
doubt.
before you had your hip stem cell, a little injury, little moment or whatever took in your time off, you were active, bro. You were on like
Yeah,
every fucking DBX card. And
it
obviously the time you had off or whatever, you weren't on the
was the
cards. But
only
now
it
that
was
we're
the only
back to
time.
business.
Yeah,
And
I've
that
been on I've been on 60% of the cards that have been put out. That tells you something.
literally, you're there for it. You're there to stay active. You're there to entertain. You're there to make some money. You're there to put DBX more on the map than it already is. And we can obviously see that.
Yep.
Let me go to my third question. Do you see a rematch with Michael Garcia in the future? Like, just it could be
Oh yeah.
years from now. It could be, relatively soon. How do you see
Yeah.
that going? Maybe not prediction, but like just the build up and all that.
Oh, I definitely could see it happening. If he has the belt, then it'll be another shot for the belt. If not, like I said, I don't care about the belt. I just need my leg back because that what I mean. If I'm gonna lose a fight, I'm gonna lose a fight. Going down. You know what I'm saying? Not like that. And the next time a ref stops a fight like that, bro, I'm fighting the ref. I don't give a fuck.
What's your? Oh my God! I just stuttered bad. I'm so sorry.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
What's your opinion? What was your opinion on the stoppage and everything? Can
Oh,
before you
I mean,
answer, let me say
go
this
ahead.
quick. Sorry. And just being unbiased, whatever. You see the first clean cross he threw, like it tagged your chin a little bit, and that's when you kind of
Mhm.
dropped it a little bit. You kind of backed up into the ropes. He tagged you again, your shoulders kind of dropped a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of see, and I don't think that you got like disconnected per se. 'Cause it's not like like you said,
Yeah.
you didn't get like flatlined. It wasn't like he
Yeah.
knocked you the fuck out. It was like a little bit of a TKO, but I was talking to Corey and like some other people that I've interviewed, because obviously I'm asking about the main event. What do you think about the Wolf? What you thinking?
Yeah.
And some of them say, I think a lot more than others say that they think it was an early stoppage. Like that's what
Yeah.
James Cannon was saying. That's what Corey was saying. He was like, it's a little weird. Like most of these like DBX refs are kind of like coming over from MMA or like boxing or like there's not like a set like DBX ref, so they're kind of getting familiar and used to it. So
Yeah.
obviously got some evolution to do or whatever. But I guess yeah, that's all I gotta say to that. Just let me know about your opinion on the stoppage.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was bullshit. I mean, as you can see, I was standing up. I was completely like up, and then all of a sudden he wanted. It would be different if he stopped it as he's beating on me on the ground. That would have been different. And I think that's when he wanted to stop it. But still, he let it go on, and as he did, I was still getting up. So it's like, why? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna sit there and grab somebody's leg. That's not how I fight. I'm not gonna beg for the. I'm gonna get up, or you're gonna put me down. And as you can see, I wasn't just laying on the ground like Joseph White was and just taking the hits. Like I was getting the fuck up. So I'm
Yeah.
upset that it happened. At the same time, there's not much I can do. So me flipping out and yelling at the refs and creating a scene like that's just pointless and doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
not I'm not paint the best picture for you. Like
yeah,
especially if that's like your immediate reaction to everything. Just start
yeah.
snapping.
So it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, and then with the you don't want to get in trouble with the state commission, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
They need to be
Especially
more
in
on your
Miami.
friend's side. Yes. You need them on your friend's side than more on because there was people that were taking like a 60-day suspension, more, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So the fact they gave me 90 days, I'm grateful for that. I mean, 30 days, I'm grateful for that.
They gave you
Uh,
a 30-day suspension
yeah,
for
because
what?
technically it was a knockout.
Oh, okay. Is that sorry?
Yeah,
Sorry. That's just
yeah,
part of the commission,
yeah.
whatever. Like
That's
say you get
protocol.
your
Yeah,
chin tested. Oh, okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I didn't know
Anything
that.
like TKO and knockout, you is mandatory because then you can go on fight next week and then get another TKO. You know what I'm saying?
And
It's
your
more
chin,
for
yeah, yeah.
the fighter's
Just to make sure
safety.
like you can live to fight another
Yeah,
day type
yeah.
shit. Um, da, 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 da. I guess we already did kind of talk about this, but I'm gonna ask it again just to kind of get like a official answer to it. Would you prefer the Zach Palga rematch, or would you prefer the Joseph White fight? Like, would you rather prove yourself over, Zach and reestablish yourself, or would you rather take a layup in a can like Joseph White? Unfortunately, you're not. I take
Yeah,
back the can statement, but if you're listening, you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
Sorry.
Honestly, it don't matter to me. Who it is, where it is, when it is. I just like the fight. So, I don't feel like I have anything to prove. Besides just keep putting on the show. Really,
Yeah,
that's more or less the moral, like, or my philosophy behind it is, I don't care. And that's the issue I have with a lot of these motherfuckers, and like they're trying to, I guess, in a way, like clout chase or like clickbait me to like get them to fight them because they're trying to get on DBX. I'm like, yo, you wanna fight on DBX? Cool, I can help you. I did it for Joseph White. But for y'all to be like, I'm fighting you first, like that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and fight a debuter unless it's like fucking Tom Aspinall or fucking, like
someone actually
somebody.
reputable. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So I'm not. You know what I mean? And not that I don't care, but I'm not gonna sit there and bug the matchmaker and be like, hey, let me fight him. Let me fight. I just don't do that. Like I don't care to know who my opponent is. I don't care to watch my opponent. I don't.
You're not
So
big on watching tape or anything like that in the build-up of a
nah,
fight?
because it gets you two in your head. You know what I mean? Because not every fight is the same. Not every fighter fights the same. You could watch, Garcia versus Victor and be like, oh, he looks great. But then, you watch him with Levi and be like, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
and
it's a
then
good
plus it's
point.
the past and people can get better. So I just try to make sure my game's good and, um, you know, definitely about to start putting in neck exercises in the mix.
Get you
That
some.
that shit that shit was so unexplainable, man. It's the way that happened was it was crazy. But yeah, so yeah, like back to the question, either or, honestly, I don't care. I'll fight both of them.
Just send him a contract, AJ.
Yeah,
You heard him.
yeah.
Get him on the next
Facts.
one. Um, sorry. Do you have? It's in this opportunity. You can say anything. Do you have anything to say to Michael right now post fight, or if you just want to keep it calm and collected, chill until the contract's on the table? I respect it.
I mean, enjoy that belt while you have it. I think you're still a bitch for trying to run up on me at the hotel after the fight. You almost got your dad put in the hospital. But yeah, other than that, you're still a bitch, and enjoy that belt while you have it, 'cause then you ain't gonna have it for long.
How do you, I guess, bouncing off that before, and I'm gonna ask you about the hotel next, but since obviously the match to make in heavyweight division for the belt is Garcia versus Rosenstruck, how do you honestly see that fight going? Like honestly, like unbiased.
Um, I feel like it'd be a good fight. They both have the same type of style. They both fight, very relaxed, very long. They're both long motherfuckers. But I don't think not. I don't think I know. All Garcia's punches did not hurt. That's why I'm more or less shocked how that straight right caught me like the way it did. But yeah, Garcia does not have the power that that I believe Rosenstrike has. I'm different, but at the same time, all the punches he hit me with, as you can see, they didn't even leave a bruise or a black eye. And he had me with my face looking down, and he was coming up with them hammer hits, and not one did a lick of damage.
Yeah. Like you said, your face is pretty clean. Like a week after the fight, no like noticeable bruising or like cuts or anything like that. It was only a minute or whatever, but it is
But
what it is.
still, he had like at least a good 10 shots after he knocked me down. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And even me, I've given people black eyes, and you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
not saying that my face should be completely fucked up, but I should have some type of
Swelling
injury.
or something.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna go into that. Tell me about the hotel interaction with Michael after the fight and how that kind of came about.
Yeah, so I was just outside with my people. A bunch of people drove down from Mass to come see the fight. So we were just outside, just, you know, chilling. And I had my back turned to like the main entrance. and he just started running his mouth like, "Oh, all that shit talking now, blah 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 blah," and obviously he was like at least five deep, maybe six deep with all his people, and he just was running his mouth and basically like in a sense he was just being like a sore sport, you know what I mean, like like kind of rubbing it in, and I'm like, bro, like you're cool, like you can have that. And then I was like, yo, just go enjoy your win. And then that's when like the video started playing. And his dad's like over here, like rubbing his hands, like he about to do something. So I stepped up to him. I'm like, yo, old man, like you can get dropped. And then they just kept running their mouths and pretty much walked away. I mean, on their part, that's like a pushy move because like if you really like y'all really could have got hurt. Like I don't give a fuck about the like I said before, I don't give a fuck about the belt. I don't I would have been the next DBX getting arrested.
The heavyweight division's cursed,
Yeah.
bro.
But yeah, but I mean I feel like it was just a bitch move on his part. It is what it is. But I'll have to, he gonna have to see me again. He's gonna have to see me at future events. He's gonna have to see me when we fight again. So you gotta be careful. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he really wanted that type of energy. I don't know what he thought I was gonna do, but yeah, I was ready to start cracking motherfuckers.
Imagine just the video drops and you just see you just see
All of them
like three
start getting dropped.
unconscious. Bro, you ever see that video of Manel Cop outside of the bar and he's just walking away in the distance? You just see three dudes like on the ground and he's in his
Yeah,
Baltimore Ravens jersey, bro.
that's how it would have went down, honestly, because they were all intoxicated. You know what I'm saying? And by all means, do what you got to do to celebrate your win. But it would be one thing if I like came up to him and started running my mouth or something. But bro, like you know what I mean. And then on top of that, I was chilling with my people, like my aunts and shit like that. Like so, I just felt more disrespected than anything. Like he was just trying to show off.
And you're un like and I'm just asking this, do you think it's warranted at all?
Weapon.
Do you think that his like behavior is warranted at all
I
towards like
mean,
how you were acting and stuff in the fight
I
buildup?
mean, I guess you do what you got to do, but I mean, if I just felt like that wouldn't have happened if he was by himself. I feel like he was just a little too drunk and was with his people, so he wanted to look big and bad with his belt around his shoulder. But he's not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole time he wasn't talking, he claimed he's not a talker. But then you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
Would you been like
Corona, well,
that? Would
Modelo
you
got
would
him.
well, yeah, would you been like that if I had the belt in the foot? You know what I mean? The shoe was on the other foot. I don't think he would have still. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So I think he was just got the little liquor courage and was trying to show off, and that I don't condone. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. Let's just move on to the next one. Um, and this is a good question. This is one of my favorite questions I wrote down. Uh, why do you think God put this obstacle in front of you? Like why, like all that. You already know what I'm saying.
That's a good one. Honestly, I feel like to test my faith. You know what I mean? It's easy to praise God when everything is going good. But how do you react, or how do you praise God when you don't get what you want, or things ain't going your way? Like like in the Bible, Job, he was stripped of all his stuff and had leprosy and all these diseases, and and he was still thankful and gave God grace. And I still do. Um, that's one thing. Every time before I step in that ring, I always pray to let His will be done. It may not make sense to me, but He does everything for a reason, and it just wasn't my time to be DBX champ. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not worried. And becoming DBX champ, I'd pretty much be tied down to DBX. Not saying I don't love DBX, but I do. I would love, to get a call and be like, "Hey, Misfits wants you to come do a boxing event," or "Hey, this wants, so that to be able to have more free range is better than being stuck with just, DBX in a sense."
Yeah, I know it's good. I know what you mean because you see that a lot, like the higher level fighters, like in like UFC and like one right now. Because like Rod Tang, I don't know if you know, pay attention to one or like Muay Thai, but Rod Tang's like one of the biggest like Muay Thai fighters coming out of Thailand, and he's like basically locked in a contract. And there was this thing going around that like he had asked to see his contract, and it literally took one a whole year to show him his contract. And he found out that one was signing shit using his name, forgery, and doing all this kind of stuff to basically keep him locked in and like literally just like fucked him. Like it was so bad. And they have the audacity right now to still like kind of like post him, promote him, because obviously, he's one of their star fighters.
Hmm.
And he's crazy, bro. But like just to like that's just so weird to me. Like for a promotion to post all this because he does have a fight coming up or whatever. But then still
Hmm.
to be and then the only reason like this is the whole thing is because one is suing him. The
Hmm.
promotion is suing Rod Tang. So it's just really weird. So I know what you mean. It's nice to have that availability still before you do get tied down. Like say you
Yeah.
do get an opportunity for Misfits, considering obviously the promotability you bring to the table
Yeah.
that opportunity could change your life. You never know that. You never see what I see that or like whatever, how that could boost your career in a whole or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I understand that too. I understand where you're coming from. Do you think there could be anything in it that kind of like when I say this, I mean I'm just trying to say I don't mean it any sort of like way, but like because I don't think because obviously there's the wolf put on promo, whatever. Sorry, I'm gonna stop trying to excuse what I'm about to say. I'm just saying how I see it or whatever. But do you think anything about that could like is gonna change the way that you are gonna go about promoting a fight? You know what I mean?
What, like this loss?
Yeah, there. Yeah, and yeah. I guess just the predicament that you were in, and like you know what I'm
Fuck
saying?
no. If that was the case, I wouldn't be the wolf. I'm not. But I was a 3-0 for a reason, just because I take one loss. And it's so funny seeing that in the comments. People like, you fucking suck. The loudest one in the room always loses. I'm like, well, then what's the excuse
Always
for the
losing,
last
bro.
three fights? You know what I mean? So I,
Yeah,
I just think it's funny. It comes with the territory. I expected this to happen. But nah, it doesn't. I was chilling. My wife was more upset. And I'm like, yo, just she's in the hotel room crying. Like, I'm like, it's fine. Like,
like
like,
that
am
means
I
this
mad
is
I'm
good.
lost? Yeah, like I'm mad this shit went down, but it's not. She's like, he don't deserve it. And I'm just like, relax, everything happened for a reason. So, I'm okay. I'm not okay with the loss. It definitely sits funny in me. And that's more from a competitive spirit.
Yeah,
But to let one, uh, for me, and not even just in the fight game, in life general, to let one negative outcome affect my entire life or my demeanor is just not who I am.
yeah,
And that's why the Wolf is able to bounce back and still going to be able to prevail. You know, I don't need a belt to be somebody. I don't need that title to feel like a somebody. I still feel like the face of DBX. I still feel like the DBX champ. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So to me, it doesn't really bother me. Losing bothers me from my competitive side, definitely. But like I said,
yeah.
you gonna have to see me again.
And one thing I noticed too about that, and this kind of backs up what you were saying about how whatever. I feel like more people cared about you losing than him winning the belt.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
that's
the,
and that's just crazy. That's just like so insane to me.
I'll be the bad guy. I'll be the villain for DBX. That does not bother me one bit.
Um, what was I gonna say? I forgot. I literally had a good question on the tip of my tongue. If it comes back, I'll ask it. I want to ask you this one because I feel like this is actually really cool, and I can tell they actually made your fight week quality and did it. Who is Diamond Knuckles, and how did they help you during fight week, man? That should look cool.
So shout out to DK Media, to Diamond Knuckles, all of them, to Jeff, Dan. So yeah, they basically I got introduced to them through I don't know if you know who NyQuil is, that young boxer. He'd be on like Instagram hitting people with body shots and they'd be going down. So yeah, so he's just this internet influencer. His dad was the one that put me on with him, and they ended up sponsoring me, and was able to work with them and shit like that. So yeah, shout out to DK Media Group.
That should look cool. It looks like they had you in the SUV. They gave you the Diamond
Yeah,
Knuckles. They gave you that. They
yeah,
gave you that treatment. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. It was nice. It was nice.
Um, da. Is there anything you have to say to Rosenstrike since he keeps on commenting on your post, bruh?
Yeah, which I'm pretty shocked. I'm pretty, and it's funny how he still want to fight me and not,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah. And I
you know
didn't
what
see
I'm
him say
saying?
anything about Michael. I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
missing anything, but
yeah. No, he definitely didn't because my wife would be the first one to tell me about that. But yeah, I think I thought it was cool. Like I said in the comment, man, fuck the belt, man. I want to bang with the best, and I still got to fight him just on the fact that people, they just thought I was ducking him and whatever, and
we
that
were
that
this
fight,
close.
yeah, that fight really meant a lot to me. especially with the injury all around it. So, definitely fighting him will be dope. I'll take that fight in a heartbeat without a doubt. Um, let's just see what happens with his case, I guess.
If you had a prediction for that fight and say it did happen, say it's a 5 round main event, he beats Garcia, you're getting your title shot again. It's against Rosenstruck.
Yeah.
It was all supposed to happen this way.
Yeah.
How do you see it going? Honestly, I'm biased. Like you see, you all right? Is
Um,
it Merc or work? Like, you think you Mercing him or is it good work? Rosenstruck.
um, I don't know. I mean, for being off this long, has definitely fucked with me, like fighting wise a little bit. So, like how people, I guess they call it ring rust in a way. So I feel like that would have a big part to play in it since by the time it happened, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't feel like he's training. I feel like he got bigger issues going on,
Yeah,
than to be getting ready to fight. So I don't think he's gonna be in as great a shape as he should have been if this incident never happened.
yeah.
So I definitely see me taking the win. I would say TKO third round.
I'm down with like ground and pound.
Yeah.
I like that. That's what you like to see. I love a good finish, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
But bro, imagine the storyline of DBX would still. First of all, it's like I was already going about it earlier. It's so amazing right now. But imagine it comes full circle. Garcia beats Rosenstruck beats Garcia. It is what it is. Maybe it's by decision. Who knows? Because my honest opinion for that fight, I could. Rosenstruck is really good. He's a world class kickboxer. Don't get me wrong. And
Mhm,
I don't. And just being unbiased, and I still fuck with Michael Garcia. Don't get me wrong. Like unbiased.
mhm.
I think the levels would show with Rosenstruck to Garcia, just considering the see, now that's me picking not picking the undefeated guy again, bro. No, I'm going with my
Yeah.
gut. Hope I'm wrong, whatever. But I think the levels show, Rosenstruck shows it, the power translates. Garcia's getting tagged up, his chin's getting tested. I don't see him like getting KO'd for real, I don't. Honestly, I see it being like a 5 round, kind of like it's like a slow pace heavyweight, not a barn burner. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think I just don't see it being. I don't know because I don't know anything at the end of the day. But my prediction is that it wouldn't be the most exciting fight, considering they both
I,
kind of
I can see
like you
that.
said earlier, and not even
Yep.
because I'm trying to hate or be any sort of way. Like you said earlier, they kind of have the same kind of fighting style, especially like under the dirty boxing rule set. So
Yeah.
it's like it's gonna take the first person to kind of engage, and then
Yeah.
Rosenstruck's power has me scared because all he does is TKO dudes and DBX, and then but
Mhm.
Michael Garcia's chin is good and he's rangy and long, but so is Rosenstruck. I don't know. I don't know anything, but that fight would have me really good. Um, look, I was talking to Block and he was telling me that the DBX7 card is kind of already match made and like full or whatever. Would you be open to taking a short notice matchup? Or are you kind of in it for the camp at around these time of day, around this kind of point in your career, considering all the stuff you've done for DBX?
I mean, I feel like there is no DBX without the Wolf. So for having me to come back and not have me on the second card would be, asinine. Especially when I really do feel like, I am the face of this promotion. Yeah, I do take that with pride, and that's why I entertain the way I do. Win, lose, or draw, I'm always gonna give the people what they want, whether it not be in my favor. But yeah, I definitely see me being on the DBX7 card, and even if let's just say for some reason I'm not, and I have to be a fill-in, then fuck it, I'm down to fight whenever.
Just take the opportunity when it comes to you.
Oh yeah,
Amazing. I appreciate you for your time. Obviously, we got to end the interview, but would you like to ask anything to the Magic 8 Ball? I didn't do this when I did the first interview with you. I
yeah,
added to it, and I'm gonna give you the opportunity to ask two things because it's your first time talking to the 8 Ball. Obviously, it has to be a yes or no question.
yeah,
And I was literally talking to Tristan Galichan like an hour ago doing an interview, and he did it. And this is a very good thing I wanted to say. If you ever watched The Matrix or whatever, when
yeah,
dude walked into the kitchen talking to that old lady.
yep,
She told him what he needed to hear, not the truth. All right.
yeah,
So that's how we need to come to the Magic 8 Ball from here moving forward. I know a lot of people are gonna watch this one because you're talking, so I just gotta set the rules for
yeah,
people that if they come back.
yeah.
So, you don't have to respect the 8 Ball because Gabriel Urit said, if he says no, I'm not gonna believe it. But it said yes, and it was the perfect outcome. Sorry. I always trust the 8 Ball regardless of whatever if you fuck with the answer or not. Now for that long ass intro, is there anything you would like to ask the
All right, so
Magic
I
8
get
Ball?
two questions.
Yes, yes,
All
yes.
right. Will Rosenstrike come back to DBX?
All right. Will Jorginho Rosenstrike come back to DBX for another fight and not get deported? Oh, it's bouncing out. Oh, it says most likely. It says most
Okay.
likely. Okay,
Okay.
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 Okay, we can expect that.
All right.
Next one.
And will Gabe Stevenson fight me in DBX?
Gable Stevenson?
Yeah. Will he
I'm not
fight me
gonna
in
I'm just gonna
DBX?
say this. He just got signed to the UFC.
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah, but
wait,
you know,
didn't he get signed to that wrestling league first?
yeah, yeah. The
I,
UFC lets fighters do RAF wrestling, but like they won't let them do any other like
yeah,
striking
yeah, like
wrestlers.
okay, because I know they
So
have like a exclusivity.
and so once you're
Uh,
signed to UFC, you're basically a slave. So
you're fucked.
yeah,
You ain't
I'm not
fighting
gonna let you
nowhere.
waste that question on some
Yes.
shit we already know the answer to. I gotta say that.
All right. Well, the Wolf beat Gable Stevenson in a fight. There we
All
go.
right.
That's a good one.
Rob Perez versus
And the
Gable
dirty boxing
Stevenson.
and the dirty boxing rule set.
Okay, thank you for clarifying because
Yeah,
that's very
because
important, dude.
yeah.
Every key is important here. If Rob Perez and Gable Stevenson ever fought in the DBX rule set, would the Wolf remain victorious? It says outlook not so good,
Oh shit, that's
bro.
crazy. Fuck it, I'll take it.
Obviously, I appreciate your time. Thank you for checking in again with the channel. Is there anything you wanted to end off the interview with? You know, shout out your Instagram, blah, blah, blah. Say whatever you want.
Man, just just shout out to God, man. You guys put God first and foremost. Anything else is possible. Be careful what you see on social media. Everything is not real, and what you see is just for entertainment purposes only. And yeah, just whatever y'all can do whatever you want. Just put your mind to it, some dedication, some time, some effort, man, and you'll be victorious.
It's amazing. Beautiful message. We appreciate it, Rob. Thank you, and good luck in your
Baby.
next venture. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, Rob.
All right, man. Appreciate you too, brother, man. Take it
Good
easy.
time. I'll hit you up.
All right.